Hi, third graders. So today we're going to continue on working on our narrative writing about a winter day. So just a little refresher that remember a narrative writing tells a story with a clear sequence of events. And we have our topic. So it is our winter day. We've done our brainstorming. Now we just need to go and add our details of our sequenced events and put them into paragraph form so we can write our story and making sure that we have our introduction and our good closing for our story as well. So we have done those or are going to be doing those. For our pre-writing, what we're going to do is we're going to be taking this information that we have completed for our first, next, and last. We're going to be putting that information into our story, but putting it into paragraph form. And I know we went over this before, but remember it's kind of like a sandwich where you have your bun with your introduction, so introducing your information or what your topic's going to be about. Then you have the meat and the toppings, and all of that is that first, next, and last. That is all of the details and information that you need for your meat of the story, basically. So what we're going to do today, and I forgot the conclusion. So yeah, and then the bottom bun is the conclusion. So concluding that, restating what you are talking about, and providing a good closing for your story. For today, we're going to delete this stop sign because we are going to go on to the next part. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to right click on that and just click delete. So then you don't see the stop sign anymore and it doesn't confuse you, and there's just no need to have it there anymore. So now what we're going to do is take our information from this and we are going to start with our paragraph. So there should be a text box started for you. Like I said, you can always move your font to make it smaller, bigger, to make it easier to see, however you would like to. Right up in here, this is where you make your font bigger. And also, I know that people were asking yesterday in my class about the bullets. So I explained how to do that yesterday. So I'm sure your teacher would have explained that as well. So first, in our story, in my story, I'm going to indent. Remember, we are always going to indent when we start a new paragraph. So like I said, you can always use a space. So you could do a space, hit spacebar 5 times, or you can just click the tab button. And that gives you enough space to start your paragraph. So for today, I'm going to start my story and I'm going to write a little bit of an introduction. So this is just my rough draft. So I'm just going to start by, putting it all together, and then I'm going to go back eventually and redo some of my sentences and fix some stuff in my story to make it better for myself and for my readers. So my introduction is going to start like this. Let's see. One nice winter day, Nash and Nolan asked me if we could go outside to play in the snow. It had just snowed 10 inches the night before. So we had a lot of snow to play with. We all 3 got dressed. You know what? I think I'm going to make this in my next paragraph. So this is going to be my introduction. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller because I know I'm going to need some more space. So this is my introduction, okay? And then I'm going to go and hit enter or return. And then I'm going to hit tab again because I'm going to start a new paragraph. And this is where I start my first. In your pre-writing, that is where you're going to put this information. And you're going to put those in complete sentences and in a paragraph. So first, we decided to build a, you know what? Like I said, I was going to add that last sentence in here first. So that one was, we all 3 got dressed in warm clothes and made our way outside. We decided to build a snowman, period. We found an extra hat, a large carrot for the nose, a few limbs for the arms, and some rope for the mouth. We wanted to see how big we could make it. This snowman was as tall as I was. And I even made an explanation point in there because that's kind of crazy. It's exciting that snowman was as tall as I was. It was super big. It took us a while, but it was not too cold outside. That is what happened first. So and then I'm going to hit enter and hit tab again. Then I'm going to work on the next. So next, Nash and Nolan decided they wanted to build a big snow fort. Oh, not done yet. Build a big snow fort that was big enough for all of us. The boys built seats inside so we could sit down. And then our dog Stella popped her head out of there, or in there. So our dog Stella, what's her name? It needs to be capitalized. Popped her head in the door as well. We spent quite a bit of time making the perfect snow fort. So since I'm running out of space, which we do have another page, but I was hoping to get this all on one page. We will see. Let's see here. I'm gonna make it just a little bit smaller and we'll see if we can do that. Whoops. Okay, and then, so next and then last, we finally were getting cold. Oops, I forgot to indent. So we want to make sure that we're indenting on when we start a new paragraph. So we finally were getting cold. So we decided to go inside and drink some hot chocolate to try and warm up. Whoops, I spelled that way wrong. We're gonna just change that. And whoops, let's go back. I know it's hard to see with those little people there. So we were gonna try to warm up. Each of us picked a blanket and we watched a movie in the living room together. We had an awesome winter day together. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna start this as my next paragraph. So this was the last. So we finally came inside. We had some hot chocolate. We watched a movie. So this is going to be my conclusion. So we had an awesome winter day together. This is going to wrap up what we were talking about. We had an awesome winter day together. We were able to accomplish building a snowman and a snow fort together. We had so much fun being outside and enjoying the snow. Okay, so now that I have this, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so then all of it will fit. And it doesn't have to be, you could make it a little bit bigger, or you can, and then you can use the second page for that. So you do not have to use all of this on one page, but I did, so you could see it. But that is it. So this is our introduction, or my introduction. This is my first. This is my next. This is my last. So I said we were finally getting cold. This is the last thing that happened before we went inside, or that when we went inside. And then I explained how I felt about it and what what we accomplished during that day. So that was my conclusion. I wrapped it up, and I still was able to talk about what we did during that day. So this is what yours should look like from your pre-writing. So this is just a rough draft. You want to make sure, like I said before, that you have complete sentences, that you have, so in all, you should have 5 paragraphs, small ones. They don't have to be huge. I mean, it just depends on how many details that you add in. And if you don't have enough, like I said, this is just a rough draft. So if you don't have a lot of details right now, we can go back in and add details, and we revise and we edit our writing. So that is okay. So this is just your rough draft. This is just your first try of writing this into a story form. So like I said, when you start a new paragraph, you want to make sure that you are indenting, checking for punctuation, and making sure that you have capital letters where they need to be. And this will be your rough draft. So then on the bottom of this, I know we wrote our name before, but I'm going to write my name again so I know that this is mine. And you may use this second one if you even want to draw a picture. If you don't use it all, that is fine. You can draw a picture of what you did on your winter day, or what your story is about. And that should be it. So happy writing.